Welcome to the talk show Promise Bangladesh, sponsored by Crown Cement. And this is Sinha M. Saeed anchoring this very talk show. Viewers, today we have invited two important guests. One is Mr. Shyamal Dutta. He is the General Secretary, National Press Club, at the same time editor, Bhorer Kagoj, and one of the leading journalists in South Asia. How are you, Mr. Shyamal?
Fine. Thank you for inviting me.
Other being Professor Dr. Saber Chowdhury, is the chairman of Peace and Conflict Studies, Dhaka University. How are you, Mr. Saber?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Shyamal Dutta, you are a leading journalist. What is your explanation on the Digital Security Act, which is this being...
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. First of all, I'm not a leading journalist. I'm a journalist. That's all. And I work for my paper for last 33 years. So you can say I'm a long career journalist at all. And at the same time, I'm right now the General Secretary of the National Press Club and working in the same newspaper for consecutively 33 years. That's one of the main issues. First of all, I'd like to thank you raised one of the most important issues, the Digital Security Act. It has a long history of this act. You know, initially it was ICT Act, and then finally it became Digital Security Act. But the concern is that we are seeing huge misuse of this act. That is one of the problems. We had a long discussion with the authority. We had a meeting with the parliamentary committee on ICT, and 3 ministers was present there. I found law minister was there, Mr. Anasul Haq, and Junaid Polak, he's ICT minister, and another minister, the information minister. So all of them are there. We had a very extensive discussion on these issues, and they assure us that all the concern, those who addressed by us, it will be incorporated in that law. But unfortunately, when the law came as after the passing in the parliament, we have not seen anything of them there. That is the most funny thing. And still, you know, that we are seeing many journalists became the victim of this law, and some of our filing case or still facing a lot of legal processes. And though it was assured that it will not be against any journalist. You know, initially when it was ICT, there was a statement issued by IGP that if anybody want to file a case against the journalist, they have to take the permission from the concerned authority. But now we are seeing that nobody is practicing that. So it's a huge concern from the journalistic community, and we are seeing that is a sort of practicing self-censorship, and journalists became very cautious about that to write reports. The problem, another problem is that the social media, you know, that the huge intrusion of technology changes our lives, especially in the media landscape. Now almost 180 million mobile connection in this country, and 140 million internet connection in that, and 87 million of Facebook account. I'm not talking about others that like Instagram or YouTube or other thing. So it's a huge penetration of technology changes our lives. I believe we need a law. They are saying that it's a Digital Security Act to ensure a security of a digital phenomenon. But unfortunately, we are seeing is a huge use of misuse of this law against the journalism. So that is our main concern. Among the few cases are still in pending, and we are from journalist community, actually from several forum. I am the member of the Editors Council. In Bangla we call Sampadak Parishad, and another, I am the vice president of that. At the same time, there is another organization called Editors Guild. I am also vice president of that too. We have done several meetings and expressing our concern, which clause are the most vulnerable for the media. But unfortunately, we don't get any proper response from the government. Still law is there, and I believe that there we need a law, because you know that if you go through the history of using social media, 4 or 5 incident has been from starting to Ramu to Nasin Nagar, from Kumilla to Gaibanda. The misusing of the social media causes huge problem in the society, especially for the minority community. You can see the Ramu and one Uttam Barua, he was a very small worker in a computer center. Still this man is missing. We don't know what is his whereabout. So we need some sort of law, but you have to be very cautious about that, whether this law is going to somebody misuse or not. Unfortunately, we are seeing that the misuse percent is more than the main use.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Saber Chowdhury, you listen to Shyamal Dutta. What are your expressions?
I agree with him. The thing is, definitely we need some sort of laws, because in today's world mostly we are using social medias and very much attached with it. But the thing is, rumor, misinformation, it matters. We have many incidents where we found that how this news spread. In the incidents of Kumilla, in the incidents of Ramu, or some other places, Rangpur and others. And we also know the information from Nasin Nagar and other things. So government needs some sort of mechanisms to control these things. But the thing is, it needs some sort of dissemination, awareness among the people those who are using. And as well as the civil society and the other stakeholders, they have some sort of responsibility to make people and bring the awarenesses. The thing is, there are also some instances where we see that this sort of things, the misuse and others. So it should be used in this way that we can find out the proper use of this kind of laws, and this is the most important thing. In other countries there are also similar kind of laws, but they're very good in using, they ensure the proper use of these things. So use is the main point here.
Thank you very much. Mr. Shyamal Dutta, we know there are...
I just want to add one point with Mr. Saber, what he said about that. You know, the problem of the media is that, especially the social media, it has a common access to everybody. But the society is not the common. That's why there is a word called media literacy. You have to know where is the limitation of certain areas. Unfortunately, we are not aware about this. Everybody is doing live. You don't know actually what you should do or what you should not. In a public meeting, you are doing live. You are showing me, not taking permission of me at all. Even in the social gathering. So these are the problem, and I think we have to go for more better understanding. Where is your limitation of the freedom, and where is your freedom cannot access to your private life? And in the social context of a country like Bangladesh, where social values are different, and you have to use it in a very different way. You cannot compare a society of the Western countries and the values of South Asian values, or a country like Bangladesh, where majority population practice different religions here. So that is more important. I think it's a big challenge for us. We have the access of the same technology, but society is different, and this is the conflict of that.
As a senior journalist, I have a simple ask to you. There are three types of information. One is misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. And misinformation meaning information without any intention. Any intention is spreading it. When disinformation means you are spreading it with an intention. And malinformation means you are just overstatement. And as a senior journalist, you are practicing for the last 33 years. What are your experiences about that?
No, it's a very, what can I say, its experience is very bad. You know, that my career is about 37 years. I am working in the same newspaper for 33 years.
33 years.
So I am facing every day. We have seen the transition of the media. We have seen from ballpoint newsprint to a computer right now. And now nobody nobody write actually, everybody works in the computer. But initially when we start our journalism, it was a small piece of newsprint and we have to write with this type of ball pen on that. But the thing is that at that time we found journalism is much more responsible journalism. So with that technology, how a society can conserve its own values, it will be a big challenge. And at that time, this will be the main issue. How can you protect main information with the fight of the disinformation or the malinformation? It will be a big challenge. As a journalist, I'm seeing a very tough time in the coming days for us.
Thank you very much. Professor Saber Chowdhury, what is your understanding about thing?
The thing is, there is a gulf of difference with us, with the Western world. When someone is giving some sort of post in the social media, they have a self-screening. This screening comes from his ethics, his social background, and other community commitments. But the thing is, we suddenly have this sort of opportunities. Cell phones, smartphones, these things are now available in most of the people. But the thing is, we didn't have this sort of training or the understanding, and the real reflection of our values are a little different in that cases. So when someone is getting some sort of information, he very quickly, without any verification of the sources, very quickly sharing these things in the social medias. But these people, they don't understand that it has real value. In some cases to defame someone, or there are many instances like that. Like the the online news medias. Sometimes when we are getting these informations and we are seeking for other sources, the mainstream medias, but we don't get this kind of things. And maybe after 2 hours, they are erasing this sort of newses. So what my other colleagues are saying here, that media literacy is very important. We had also the experience of arranging some sort of workshops in under the the fund of Finland government. So we organized different workshops in different rural areas as well as the urban areas. So in that workshops, we found that the understanding of people is very different what we are thinking, especially the young people, those who are regularly using the social media. So they need this kind of information, and now this is the time to involve these things in the curriculum as well, in the curriculum, in the in the real life scenarios and other things. It will give them some sort of understanding. And the other social medias, we are just getting this sort of information, and it hampers the life of general people. So digital security as this kind of things, it is important to use. But the thing is, we also need this kind of mechanism from the government, from the ministry, as well as what I was saying, the civil society and the other stakeholders. They need to think how in a society like us, those who are not really prepared to use this kind of platforms, so how could we deal with these things?
Thank you, Professor Saber Chowdhury, and thank you, Mr. Shyamal Dutta. Yes, viewers, it is a time to go for a short break, and very soon, please keep watching. We are back to the talk show again, sponsored by Provinces of Bangladesh, and this is Ahmed and this is Breakthrough, and we were having talks with Mr. Shyamal Dutta, a leading journalist in the zone, and Mr. Professor Dr. Saber Chowdhury, Chairman, Department of Peace and Conflict Studies, Dhaka University. Mr. Shyamal Dutta, now we are moving to a new chapter in India. Recently, Prime Minister Modi has been sworn in as Prime Minister for the third time. And our Prime Minister attended the sworn-in ceremony. At the same time, he had talks with leader of the opposition and Gandhi family also. How do you view all these things?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Modi for consecutive third term. This is the history in Indian politics. Only Mr. Nehru has this record to be the Prime Minister for consecutive third time. And Modi, this time he had a big challenge, and that we saw in the result actually. His party, BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, did not get single majority, but their alliance NDA, which is National Democratic Alliance, they got the majority, so they are actually formed the government. And the key post, all the cabinet actually kept to BJP. That's what we saw yesterday. One thing, that elected as a third term is a very rare opportunity. But what I will say that why BJP won these elections, in my own view, because I'm covering in all Indian election earlier, earlier I was a diplomatic correspondent. I'm the secretary of the Diplomatic Correspondence Association for a long time, for 12 years. So I've seen that one thing, that is a Congress is gained lot, and their alliance India, INDA actually, is you can say that, and their alliance also did very well. But one thing in my assessment is that the issue what BJP was doing politics for last 10 years, it is not actually effective anymore. Issuing religion as on the top of the table to do the politics, it's not working. Even in Ajodhya, where they built a temple, they lost in that constituency. And UP is one of the major stronghold of BJP. That did not do the good result there. Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwadi Party, that did very well. Even in West Bengal, BJP, they are expecting more seats there, but they got the less seat than the last election. Since India is a federal structure government, it has ownership of all a small political party also. Even in NDA Jot, they have 19 political party. In India, Jot, another Jot, and they have almost 33 political parties. So that everybody have some sort of ownership. In Bangladesh, what we have the problem that winner takes the all, only the government party, they enjoy everything. And that is the basic difference. A long practicing democracy in India, the unique thing is that everybody own that is there. Even that just few days of result, some of the political party blaming election commission. But it's a 7th phase election. After 1.5 months, result is going, and nobody raise any questions. Everybody accept the result, and that is the uniqueness and the strength of a organization like election commission. So somebody can compare that other election commission in a country like Bangladesh, how they practice and how they are. And that I saw that the election commissioner, just one day before, he was addressing a press conference. That was on before the 4th of June. And he was saying that we are an independent institution, we will show our strength, and end of the day, our verdict is the main. And that has happened. And it is a wonderful election, I believe. And from these, I'm seeing two different explanations. One is that BJP have to be very careful. They have to understand that the card they are playing for last 10 years, that's not working at all. And the second thing, if you go to the people correctly, you can get the result. Congress has that experience in this election. So that is both the party has shown their strength, shown their weakness also.
Thank you very much. I'll come to you again. Professor Saber Chowdhury, elections in India during this time, any lesson for Bangladesh?
The thing is, this time the Indian election, it shows a few new messages for everyone. First of all, the thing is, we know that the result or the perception of the exit poll, it differs in the real scenario. So we are expecting something from the exit poll, but it did not match with the real life scenario. BJP this time, they played the card of religion for a long time. But the thing is, we saw this time that it's not working that well. In some areas, Uttar Pradesh was there, very strong supporters from Uttar Pradesh for BJP. But this time we saw all over the world where poor people, Dalits or the untouchables, they are living, BJP didn't get, very good majority in the seats or good support. And he was mentioning about the Ajodhya. Everyone was expecting that BJP has a very good position in that areas as well. So what is the beauty this time? A legitimate opposition force, political force, come in the scenario, and it would be little difficult for the ruling government to take different decisions, or the using like the previous times those some critics were saying that rubber stamp parliament. So this time it was not be like that maybe. And in the case of Bangladesh, the one thing of the present ruling government in India, most of the people, whether they were supporting BJP or not, they were very much in favor of the foreign policy and defense policy of Modi government. He was very successful in that case, and it was his main strength that he using the foreign policy and the defense policy very well. So in our case, in Bangladesh case, it's also a concern that our press freedom index is declining. Now maybe we are in 163 in the rank, and it was declining from the last year as well. So it matters. And the other things, the election is totally different, and what we were seeing in the last Upazila election, it's also remarkable. In many constituencies, it's a new phenomenon, we can say, that the candidates, those who are very close to the member of the parliament, this time they couldn't win. So the member of the parliament, they choose a new people. In many constituencies, it was like the debate like that, it was a threat for the member of the parliament this time, so he chose new people. And the most important thing, all of them are from the same party. So this kind of fraction, it would hamper the politics or the politics of the ruling party in the long run, because when in real sense they need to get the support of the people, this kind of fraction matters, and this is increasing in every areas very rapidly. So the political parties, especially the ruling party of Bangladesh, they need to be very audit or take these things in consideration.
Thank you, brother. Mr. Shyamal Dutta, the Minister for External Affairs of India, Mr. Joy Shankar, recently he made a press conference and he said that India in course of time under leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi will have better chance to become member Security Council, permanent member of Security Council. And at the same time, he made it clear relations between China and India, China, Pakistan and India will have new dimension in the coming days. What is your understanding?
I really fond of this gentleman, Mr. Joy Shankar. I met him several times in many occasions, especially when I was in Munich Security Conference in first week of February. And there was a dialogue, that Anthony Blinken was there, German foreign minister, I forget her name, she's a lady, and the Joy Shankar. That how Joy Shankar addressed the whole questions and the new scenario and Ukraine issue and other thing, I really amazed. This gentleman is a really dynamic man, and I'm really happy to see that again he got the same ministry what he was in earlier, and Mr. Modi has confidence on him. India is a very emerging power right now in regional context, in world context, and some other global forum like BRICS and some other, Asian conference and other things also. So India is making a very, very cautious balance. When they are looking for this subcontinent, they have a wonderful relation with China. But when they think about the global issue, then they have a very good friendship with America also. And America and China is fighting with each other on the issue of Taiwan and some other more issues. So India became a bridge between the two big superpower like America. And I know that maybe Mr. Modi is going to the first visit in Italy, that the G7 meeting is going to be held there. So this historical election, and you see that how they are reacting with each other, how our Prime Minister talking with Sonia Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi, they are hugging each other. It's very rare. Even body language is also means something in the diplomacy. So we found very interesting that Bangladesh also making some sort of balanced relationship with the Congress, even in the BJP. And what Mr. Modi said in Bangla, that we have a Sonali Adhyay of relationship. So still he reiterated that commitment, and he said that will be continued when there is a bilateral meeting. And Prime Minister's daughter Saima Wajid Putul also there in the meeting. But the relationship will continue. I think there are supposed to be a bilateral visit. I'm not sure whether it will be happening again, because since there is a visit already happened. Prime Minister will go China in next month, as I know, from 9 to 11, 3-day visit. So China is eagerly waiting, because we have a new government here. They want to invite us. So Bangladesh also balancing all these things. But India is actually main partner of development, main partner of the politics also, main partner of the bilateral relationship.
Well,
I think that will continue.
I will come to you. Well, viewers who are going for a short break, please keep watching. Viewers, we are back to the talk show Promise Bangladesh, sponsored by Crown Cement. We were having talks with Mr. Shyamal Dutta and Professor Saber Chowdhury. Mr. Saber Chowdhury, now this is a part for Bangladesh. The very health of the economy of Bangladesh is not so promising at this very moment. What is your explanation?
We are facing this kind of problem for last few years, and it's not happening suddenly. Gradually we are facing this kind of things. And the thing is, the question is on our foreign reserve, the inflation, the living standard of the poor people, unemployment, health sector, investment, so many things. And in the present, the next budget, the government also, thinking about imposing taxes in some sectors like, the mobile phones and the, where the regularly the general people using this kind of services. And we saw some sort of initiatives or the, where government is saying that in the case of black money, they will impose 15% tax to, to be using in the main economic arena, and for the, the limit for those who are in the mainstream economy, 30% tax they have to give in the, highest mark. So it creates a huge pressure on the life of the general people. If we think that those who are especially living in the, metropolitan cities, so they are facing a huge problem in their, everyday lives. The unemployment situation, it's one areas where we need to give more focus. And in the present budget, we didn't get enough, information that government taking some sort of initiatives to tackle with this problem of unemployment. And especially this unemployment, it happens in the case of the educated people. Those who are unskilled, they are getting jobs in many ways. But the thing is, those who are skilled and educated people, they are facing the problems. For that reason, in many cases, they are getting offer for minimum salary in different stages. For instance, a student from Dhaka University, after their graduation, in many cases, they're getting the offer from few companies that you will receive 10,000 or 50,000 taka. In comparison, maybe your drivers, he is getting close to 25 or 30,000 taka. And in these things are very remarkable. People are, getting, going very frustrated. And as a university teacher, I also know about the mental health situation of the students. They are very frustrated that after passing from here, where will I go when there is huge unemployment in the country? What will be my fate? So this kind of situation is very remarkable, and government needs to take initiatives to solve these kind of things. We know about freelancing, we know about we need to prepare ourselves for the fourth industrial revolution. So government need to think about their preparation, that are we ready to face the situation of fourth industrial revolution?
Thank you very much. Are we ready to face fourth industrial revolution?
Not at all. Not at all, because we have some target, that in 2026 we will be middle income country, and in 2041 we will be developed countries. And there are some preconditions of that. You have to ensure good governance, you have to ensure proper educations, you have to ensure some of the issues which actually ensure you a country of established country. But the problem is that the lack of governance in the financial sector is actually counting us to a huge crisis in the whole economic sector. I am not an economist or I am not a businessman, but as a journalist, what I see that every day there is a news that some, today in the newspaper, I saw one Far East Islamic interference that took 2,500 crore from the bank. How it is possible? One PK Haldar, he took 3,500 crore. Where is the monitoring authority? What is the role of the monitoring authority? What Bangladesh Bank did? If you just take the cash of 5 lakh, you have to take permission from the Bangladesh Bank. But somebody is taking thousands crore, they don't need anything. Even Bangladesh Bank official also involved. That what we see, 2 of the deputy governor are involved. They are under grill of the SEC, Anti-Corruption Commission. So these are the actually the most recent crisis is the inflation. It's almost close to double digit. Though in this budget, they will say 3 to 4% will be reduced. I don't know how it is reduced, because you don't have any in a open market economy. You cannot control the economy at all. And that another issue is the dollar issue. How a government can control the dollar price? After the so many things, now they fix up that it will be on the floating market, it will be as per market price. But in the meantime, already the damage has been done. Other competitor country of Bangladesh, you suppress the actual price of the money of taka actually. And what happened? Some other competitor, they already took up the market of you. So I am not sure. The budget session is going on now, and after the budget, we are expecting something new, and huge borrowing from the bank sector. If government borrow the money, how the businessman will take money from the bank to do the business? If government take all the money, is a highly contradiction. And another issue about the black money, I am not sure. Have you seen the experience of previous? How much black money came to white with this taking this opportunity? Not at all. Nobody want to disclose their black money. And if you go for some specific sector, if you go for the real estate or some other thing, there are some money come. But people, those who took money from the bank and the money actually keep as a black, they will not make it white at all, because they have a future apprehension that it will be caught again. That happened, during the 111, some people give some money in the Truth Commission, but their list has been reviewed again. So nobody have the confidence that if you are giving me opportunity and I will take this opportunity, I will make my money white and it will be okay. No, that's not true. And so let's see after the budget that some sort of good governance has to be established. Even the banking sector is, that there is another decision of merging. I really don't know why this decision came from. You are making sick a good bank, taking a bad bank with together. How it possible? Even taking a bad bank, you are giving escaping to money those who looted from that bank at all. So this has to be addressed. And IMF is, that they have some prescriptions. World Bank has prescriptions. But one thing I believe, you have to believe in your own policy. If you follow this World Bank IMF prescription, no country could get development taking the prescription of
What
that.
about NBR?
NBR is unfortunately, I'm quoting Mr. Salman F. Rahman, who is the advisor of the private sector. He said that NBR is the main obligation of some sort of development of Bangladesh. So if an advisor saying that, this gentleman is getting extension every year, I don't know what is his expertise, Mr. Chairman of NBR. But when you talk privately with the businessmen, and they are saying that it's most unfriendly approach of the NBR to do the business in this country. I want to give one example. Today there is a news that one NBR official, he gave special benefit to 4 mobile company 136 crore. Who approved it finally? It's the NBR. If NBR official give special benefit to a 4 mobile company, that means the highest corruption is there. And how can you say a transparent NBR policy?
Thank you very much. I will come to you again. Professor Saber Chowdhury, what about NBR? That is wonderfully stated by Mr. Shyamal Dutta.
Yeah, I agree with him. The thing is, they have a role, and the thing is, in the last couple of years or more than that, we are not seeing their, in proper way, they are taking the responsibility properly. And the thing is, their expectations, and they are also closely connected, and in the budget as well. So their expectation, and in the real sense what is happening, it matters. So the government need to take some initiatives and to reorganize their decisions, everything. So it will gonna to happen if the government take it positively, and it need to take the some initiatives as well.
And do you think that economy, maybe after the budget, NBR has got a very tremendous pressure on it, more than 6 lakhs crore taka they have to collect from the public, but there are no definite policies. It's suffering from so many limitations, structurally, financially and politically. And do you think the chairman of the NBR should be from outside the bureaucrat?
It's difficult to know, but specialization matters, I believe. And deficit financing is very common in the budget or this kind of economic financial activities in our country. But the thing is, a huge burden to the organization. Are they really capable of collecting this sort of money, and are the people having right kind of expectation? If their expectation is not meeting up, it would be difficult to meet the expectations of the NBR as well. So it's a huge burden for them, and I don't think, and in the present budget they are also saying that maybe close to 2 lakhs crore this kind of overstated, and they are thinking that they can collect, but it will be a huge challenge, like like the last budgets as well.
Thank you very much. Just simple question asking to you. You are in the field of media, and we are having an experience from the reality that State Minister for Information is not shouting so much as happened in the past. How do you explain this?
Mr. Arafat is a good friend of us and a good friend of me. We work together in many issues. But he's different from the previous Dr. Hassan Mahmood. He's my class friend. We studied same in the college in 1979 to 81. So, but Arafat is a very young man. He had a Western background. So he is different from actually Mr. Hassan Mahmood. I found him, both of them are okay. Hassan Mahmood is holding a very important party position. So sometimes he spoke on party line. Arafat is very new in the party, though he is also the Central Committee member of Awami League. But he has a very different style of talking. Recently, some of his initiative I appreciate. He has some conversation with various journalist community. He had a meeting with Sampadok Porishod. He had a meeting with Editors Guild. He has a meeting with journalist community. His style is different from the previous minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shyamal Dutta. Thank you very much, Professor Saber Chowdhury. And we are about to end this talk show. Viewers, we are going to end this talk show. And before ending this talk show, I have to summarize what the two giant speakers expressed and echoed here. Basically, both of them feel very profoundly what Bangladesh should be. They feel Bangladesh should go ahead with the head high in pride, not hang down in shame. At the same time, Mr. Shyamal Dutta believes Digital Security Act should be made in such a way so that maximum benefit goes to the users, especially the media person in Bangladesh. While Mr. Professor Saber Chowdhury, he also believes there must be some sorts of limits. Otherwise, anything may take place here. At the same time, talking about the Indian election, Mr. Shyamal Dutta categorically and pointedly said, this very election is an eye-opener also for Bangladesh. How democracy develop, evolve and flourish. India, being at this very moment the largest democracy in the open world, is an example for us. He also believes that Bangladesh-India relations should go in a better mood and mode. At the same time, the relations between Modi and Sheikh Hasina and Nehru family and Sheikh Hasina, wonderful. And also, Mr. Saber Chowdhury believes the economy of Bangladesh is also not so promising, which has been echoed by Shyamal Dutta also. And both of them believe some sorts of reforms, readjustments are very important to cope up with the situation. And taking all these things, our conclusion is, let Bangladesh go ahead with all sorts of limitations, having a good leadership indeed. Thank you very much. We will meet you again in the next talk show.